shaped structure that promotes blood flow so that when they get too hot, blood is pumped up into those horns and they cool down quite a bit thanks to the blood circulation, the heat dissipating from their body. But the Ankoli cattle are also called Watusi cattle. They're named after the Watusi people who first domesticated them, and they're going to be the only domesticated animal that we're seeing on reserve today. And also coming up here on our left-hand side, sleeping very top of that den there, right at the very edge of it, there's going to be one spot of hyena. I think it's actually another one right behind them, sleeping a little bit further there. See those he's flickering a little bit back and forth. But this spot hyena is going to be the largest of the hyena family. Their packs are female-led, so that means the lowest ranking female still going to outrank the highest ranking male. And of course, they are very vocal animals, as you might know. It's going to range from that maniacal giggle that we're familiar with to a ghostly whoop. They're not a part of the dog or canine family. They're part of their own family called Hyenidae. And they also have very powerful bone-crushing jaws, so they're going to be eating a lot more nutritious bone marrow than most predators. As we continue on to the right and left of us, you're going to be seeing those large red mounds, and those are belonging to termites. They're going to be as hard as cement, since they are going to be baking in that hot sun all day long. So that also means that larger animals like giraffes and elephants, they love to rub up against them, use them as a scratching post. When they get worn down over time, smaller animals like those little tiny springbok that we're going to be seeing in just a moment, they're going to climb on top of them to use as a perch. They can survey the area, see if there's any predators hiding in that tall grass. But the little tiny antelope they're seeing on our right hand side, those springbok that I just mentioned, they pronk in the air, meaning they jump about 6 feet into the air whenever they're startled or excited. They're actually going to be one of the top 10 fastest animals in the world. These little tiny antelope, they can run about 55 miles per hour. But also, if you keep on looking back there on our right, you're going to be seeing a larger brown antelope kind of hanging out with the springbok. That is a Patterson's eland. The eland is going to be considered one of the largest of the antelope. There's another one a little bit further there by that tall grass further to our right. But it's the male that's going to be the reason why they're considered one of the largest, as he's going to be weighing just about 2,000 pounds. What we're seeing right now are actually two females. They're about half his size, and they're only weighing about 900 to 1,000 pounds themselves. Now here, a lot close to us on our right still, it's going to be those white-bearded wildebeest. And this is going to be a small herd. Say small because in the wild they usually travel in massive herds of about 1.5 million. Wow. They're going from 500 to 1,000 miles per year just for some food and water. Their name does mean wild beast in Afrikaans, but they're going to have another name called the gnu, spelled G-N-U. They're named after that noise that they're making, which sounds very similar to a cow moo. But our luck is going to continue. We're going to be seeing lots of giraffes coming on up. Giraffes are going to be the tallest animals in the world. If you want to see that baby giraffe, we are going to be spotting her too. She's actually going to be right at the edge so we can see her really good. But like I said, they're going to be the tallest animals in the world. The adults are going to be just about 18 and 20 feet tall when they reach adulthood. And they even start off pretty big. So that baby, she'll be just about 6 foot when she's first born. But actually, I think she was a little bit shorter. She was about 5'5", and she's 2 months now. The giraffes that we're seeing on reserve today, they're called Maasai giraffes, and that's going to mean messy in Swahili. So their spot pattern is going to be a little more regular and jagged alongside the edges. Here to head on over to Kingdom Lodge, you might be seeing some of those reticulated giraffes. Their spots are going to be a lot smoother, a lot more uniform than compared to the Maasai that we're seeing right now.
Oh, those are so cute.
Also, with those giraffes, they only sleep for about 30 minutes a day. It's not even all at once, 8 minutes at a time. Short breaks, and you hardly ever catch them sleeping laying down or even sitting down. Most of the time, they're going to be sleeping standing right up. Also, all the way over here on our right-hand side, I think we're actually going to have a really, really good view of him later when we make our way around this corner. We're seeing that African elephant. Elephants do have very sensitive skin. They're throwing mud, dirt, and sand onto their backs for most of the day, using that as a natural sunblock. You're going to be noticing with a lot of the animals on reserve, they're doing the same thing. As they're rolling around in that mud or sand. It's a great way to keep cool when it's a little bit too hot out. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a better view of him here on our right again. So there he is, a lot closer to us now. Another way elephants keep cool is when they flap their ears back and forth, because they have very, very large veins behind their ears. So when they do so, they're promoting blood flow, just like the Ankole cattle that we saw earlier, which is a much more physical movement. So when they flap those ears, they can actually cool down about 15 degrees or so. And we do want to go a little bit deeper into the reserve, but since that road was closed, we're going to have to find another way up ahead. I am seeing this old bridge that we can use. It looks a little bit spooky, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yeah, it sounds pretty bad now that I look at the bridge. It looks a little bit broken, but I think we're actually probably just fine for today. No problems here. Okay, it looks like we're going to be lucky today. I don't really know about the next guy, but we're going to head out of here. We'll leave it up to them. And I think that elephant that we just saw, maybe a couple others must have been through here. I am seeing some markings on the ground. This seems to be footprints, and also to the right and left of us. Looks like those elephants dug their tusks into the red clay, as they will eat it for the minerals and nutrients that it provides them. I think I am seeing another elephant by the watering hole. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully we can go and catch up to them in just a second. Also, another very good visual cue that some elephants live around here is actually on our right hand side in that large baobab tree. These elephants will be poking and prodding and trying to get some of that water reserve on the inside. A little bit quiet over here, but when we do round the corner on our left, we're going to be seeing those greater flamingos. Now the greater flamingo is going to be the lighter pink of the flamingo, and they get that beautiful pink color from their diet of mostly shrimp. It's going to be the keratin in the shrimp that's making them nice and pink, and flamingos are very good parents. So when they build their nests, they're actually building them about 12 inches high or so, and they do so their eggs don't get swept away in any floodwaters. And then also over here on our left hand side, we're going to be seeing these two bontebok. Bontebok have that brown fur with somewhat of a purplish gloss overlaying their coat. Gives them a very beautiful sheen in the sunlight. Unfortunately, the only place you can really see a bontebok nowadays is going to be in a reserve like this. Due to overhunting for that beautiful coat of theirs, you can't really see it much in the wild anymore. And then also over here on our right hand side, we're seeing another type of antelope. It's going to be that waterbuck. Waterbuck do drink an unusual amount of water for an antelope, hence their name. So they're not too far away from the aquatic zone. They actually secrete a greasy, kind of stinky liquid from their fur. It's a very good way of identifying each other. Also makes them a little bit more waterproof. So if they're running away from any predators, they can run right into the water and not be as slowed down as the predator might be. Ooh, if we look over here to our left, we're going to be spotting a cheetah back there. See him moving around. So cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. They're going to be running just about 60 miles per hour in short spurts of 100 yards or so. Unlike most big cats, they're going to be hunting during the day instead of the night. Like I said, it's going to be a lot better in the daytime. I know we're just about coming up on some large copy rocks. Pretty good place to find another large cat. So hopefully we can go and see them. seeing those lines tonight. I'm already spotting that male lion. It's going to be here on our left-hand side. He's actually going to be looking right towards us so we can see his face really well. Okay, as a male, he's got that beautiful mane of his. But lions are inactive for about 16 to 20 hours a day. Their eyesight is going to be just about the same as the humans in the daylight, but at night it's going to get about 6 times better. So it's going to be the opposite of that cheetah that we just saw. So that means come nighttime, the female lions, they gather up together and they're going to go hunting. That male lion, he's the one who's staying behind. He's protecting the territory and the cubs while those females are out. And we spot that first female right there in front. And of course, lions do have that habit of roaring to each other. It's actually a very good way to find each other over long distances, as their roar can be heard from about 5 miles away. Seems a little bit quiet over here. I am seeing those water buck again all the way over there on our right side. Now there's going to be 3 of them. But also here on the ground on our right, you're going to be seeing a bundle of those ostrich eggs. I don't see their parents around right now, but ostrich eggs are going to match their parents. They're the largest eggs in the world, for the largest birds in the world. And they weigh just about 3 pounds each. If a man were to stand on top of them, they would not break. Those eggs can support a weight of about 200 to 250 pounds. Just about coming up to the final stretch of the reserve, and over here on our right hand side, or right by the water, or in it, you can be seeing those 2 yellow-billed storks. Now these birds are carnivorous, so that means they're going to be eating bugs, snakes, frogs, fish, and then even other smaller birds when they get the chance. Well, they feel like it, and that sounds a little bit gruesome, but they get a lot cuter when you find out that they only have 1 partner, so that means the 2 of them are going to be a pairing for the rest of their lives. Now we are coming to the end of our safari. We saw a lot of cool animals tonight. If you want to see them again, I was just coming back for a second safari, as no 2 aren't the same. You might be seeing something a little bit different next time around. We also just switched into our night modes. That means we go a little bit of a different way on the path. We also might be telling you some new nighttime facts for some of these animals and their nighttime routines. And you also might be able to see those lions be a little bit more active, as when it gets later out, they move around. They also have that habit of roaring, as I mentioned. That's always very cool to see in person. I'm going to flip on those 4 lights for you so you can have that one last check through, as we are getting closer to those now. So double check your surroundings, make sure you have everything with you. Don't want to leave anything behind, as things kind of get jostled. You might fall out of your pockets and onto the floor and seat around you. And if we have any wilderness explorers on board, make sure to tell me you're on the symbol 1. That is going to be SIMBA1, the symbol 1. That white umbrella is going to be back in the village, just across from the Harambe food stand, a little bit of ways down. We're going to stand by our Fast Pass hut where you first joined us today. But if that happens to be closed for whatever reason, no worries. You can head on over to Guest Relations, get your badge on over there. But here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye.